Hi, this is your coach Ashish Sehgal, and today we are going to talk about how to think about relationships and people around us in a creative way so that our thought and our action helps us get what we want in our lives. Interested? Listen carefully. Most of us want two things in our lives: success and happiness. Success and happiness are two major driving forces in most mankind. At some stage of your life, you must have felt this compelled desire to be extremely successful and extremely happy. And when you know this is, let's see how we can think creatively about other people and other situations in order to get the success we want and get the happiness we want. We all are unique beings. We are very different from each other in many ways. And therefore, our idea of success and our idea of happiness could be very different from the ideas of success and happiness for others. Isn't it so? Look at it. Think about your idea of success and your idea of happiness. And just think of some other people. If you're able to find out the unique differences between their idea of success and their idea of happiness, you know you're looking carefully. But to start with, if you think that everybody's idea of success is the same or everybody's idea of happiness is the same, I guess you're living in a very closed eyes, shut down way. So the first thing is what you have to observe is everybody's idea of success, happiness, joy is different. But there's one major factor that comes sometimes as an obstacle. In fact, majorly. It is about our own inability to deal with, to handle ideas of other people or other people around us. Once we master the art creatively of dealing with and handling and managing and actually utilizing the resources in other people around us, they become contributors to our success and happiness and no longer obstacles. And this is where we start thinking creatively about how other people can actually be useful in our own journey in so many ways. In order to understand this, we look at various studies that have been done which say that if you know the art of dealing with other people, if you know the art of managing relationships, then your chances of success and happiness go up by 100%. The chances of your being successful are really, really high. And this is how we become more successful every day. But what is this art of dealing with people and managing relationships? Let's discover. So when it comes to dealing with people, merely getting along is not the answer. It may not lead to personal satisfaction. Though many people have seen, try to take the way of just getting along, which somehow works but doesn't give personal satisfaction. So what is the art? I'll be discussing many points, and let's come to a very important point right now. Before getting into this point, let's understand the difference between ego and self-respect. Now, many times when it is our ego, we are kind of not really aware of it. It keeps trampling others. We may think it's an attitude, we may think of it as a way to live, but arrogance and ego are not the qualities which will help you deal with people. And certainly not for long. It may work once in a while, but if you have this permanent trait of living in ego and arrogance, it's not going to help you. On the other hand, what is most important is self-respect. There's a very thin line between ego and self-respect. Self-respect comes from the idea of self-love, self-care, and therefore respecting your own self. Whereas ego comes from the point of comparison. Self-care, self-love brings out self-respect. It is about your own self. But ego is about you versus others. So when you step into ego zone, you obviously are tangling with other people's egos. And that's a bad idea. It's a really bad idea to let your ego tangle around with somebody else's ego. And then the tussle begins. And instead of artfully dealing, you just end up into an ego hassle, an ego problem. Now, majorly, stepping into each other's ego also becomes a major issue. But this does not result into any success. But if you can have a self-respect and you are ready to manage it without stepping into other people's self-respect, this results into that clear way which results into personal satisfaction, success and happiness. So, very important point, keep your self-respect and others' self-respect intact. Avoid stepping onto it. It's important, right? Then let's go to another point, which is about this statistics that comes in. The statistics says that the reason a lot of people really fail in their lives and being successful and being happy is because they do not know how to deal with their environment. They do not know how to deal with others. They're very unsuccessful. If you fail to deal with your environment and others, you may fail in your success and happiness in your life. How to turn it around? Look around yourself, look around in the world. Look at the most successful people, whether it's professionally or personally or socially. When you look at them, they're really good at dealing with people. Now, dealing with people doesn't mean just giving yourself up. As I said, it's not merely getting along and keeping people happy. No. It's about artfully, creatively dealing with people. And if you know this art, you will be among those few very successful people in the life. Model them, imbibe those qualities in you, and see how you're going to be successful. And then we discuss another very important point. Eric, what's next? Your personality problems. Some of us think that there are personality problems, but the personality problems are actually the problems with dealing with environment, the problems with dealing with other people. Now, millions of people worldwide are self-conscious. They're shy, they're not at ease in social environments with people around them. The real problem is not in their personality, but only the lack of a skill which can be learned, the skill of nurturing human relationships, the art of dealing with people, the art of dealing with your environments. How do we build those relationships is all we have to learn. You know, in social setups, these people may appear shy or bossy. They may become a follower or be a dominator. They may feel insecure at times. And this all is not about their personality type, no. It is all about a skill which they have to learn to be at ease with their environment and people in it. And it is so easy to develop that nurturing habit. And when you develop that nurturing habit, and nurturing does not mean nurturing others at your cost. It is about together. It's about everybody's growth. Even when you actually share a few nuggets of wisdom with others, it is nurturing others. When you help others, it's nurturing others. And it has to be done without yourself expecting too many things in return. It is also about how We just let other people be. And as I said initially, never to tangle into other people's egos or self-respect. Be very mindful of your self-respect and other self-respect. Now, most of these relationships are also about your own way to look at the world. Being in the least judgmental mindset helps you deal with people better. Believing that you are unique and so are others. Believing that your beliefs are yours and have others' beliefs. Believing that your behaviors are yours and others are others simplifies it. And that is where you let yourself be and let others be. There would be time when you encounter people who could either be too much of a follower or too much of a bossy or a dominating person. The art says be mindful of stepping on their self-respect. If you find yourself getting cross with a lot of people, look into yourself and see if you're really stepping onto something. And this is the artistic way. There's more to it. Whether you like it or not, other people are going to stay there. They're not dependent on your liking them to be around or not. Our success and happiness will always have many contributors. And it's a good idea to live in an attitude of gratitude towards each contributor in your life. The attitude of gratitude helps you nurture better relationships. Moreover, building great relationships around you is a skill. As I'm saying again and again, it's the art of dealing with people, it's the art of building nurturing relationships. This can be achieved by a lot of practice. Any skill can be learned through practice and mastering the art. And so is the skill in building nurturing human relationships. One of the major areas that comes in this is the art of influence, which we'll be talking about our forthcoming videos. And for now, remember, if you think you have to deal with other people, simply focus on developing nurturing relationships around you, where you are mindful of not tangling into other people's egos or self-respect, artfully being there, being yourself and letting other people be, and yet cultivating those nurturing relationships around you. This is your coach Ashish Sehgal, and I look forward to talking to you for many more things. This video again is a part of our life coaching training and NLP training. If you want to be a part of these trainings, you can go to nlpauthority.com and sign up. You can come to my office, you can call me, and then we can have more talks about it. Thank you so much for watching this. If you really like it, press the like button, subscribe to these videos, and share them with your loved ones. Thank you.